Hey guys, welcome back to the next lecture. In this lecture, we're going to be using something very similar to the OR function, and that function is called the AND function. So what's the difference between using the OR function and the AND function? Well, let's go back to our dress example. All right? Girls pretend you're at a store buying a dress. Guys pretend you're doing the same. So you go to the shop and you go to the lady. I want to buy a dress, but the dress has to be blue and it has to go to my feet, all the way to my feet. Now, if she comes back with the dress and it's blue but doesn't go all the way to the feet, then you don't buy it. It's the same thing the other way around. So if she brings back a dress that goes all the way to the floor but is not blue, it's actually orange, then you don't buy it because you haven't had both conditions met. That's basically what the AND function is. Another example is you go to a electronics store. You're buying a new laptop or a new phone or a new camera, something like that. You go to the sales assistant. I want it to have a camera. I want it to have a processor this big. I want it to be able to take photos. I want it to have this kind of ringtone and so on. Unless you can meet all those requirements, I'm not going to buy your product. That's what the AND function is. Every condition that you set must be met. So let's check our example over here. Okay? Now the first thing we're going to look at is the AND function itself. Then, as a second part to this lesson, we're also going to be looking at the greater than and less than symbols, okay, which I'll get to in a second. But what we're trying to determine is, by using your age, what your favorite Jamaican saying is. Alright, so what we're going to do is, we have a lower age bracket here and an upper age. So basically we have a range. If you're aged between 0 and 11, then it's breathe easy. If you're aged between 10 and 21, your favorite saying is road warrior, and so on. Okay? So before we start writing the formula, let's go to our map here. Okay, let me just make this bigger because we're going to do a little bit of writing. So we're going to have two conditions in it this time. Okay, so I'm 27 years old, so we're going to use my age as the example. So the solution should be this one. Okay, so the way it's going to work is we have to go, if we'll call it my age is greater than, okay, the lower age. So that's the first condition. And also, if my age is less than the upper age over here, okay, then that's our condition. Okay, so let's put it up a little bit. Now, for those of you who may be a bit unfamiliar, these symbols basically mean, and the way I like to remember it is, if we zoom in here, maybe I can give you guys a quick mathematics lesson. Okay, now if you look at this shape, let's just draw it nice and big. We have this shape, the first one. All right, you'll notice that this side is a lot bigger. All right, then this side, which is very small. If I can draw this and get some of those engineering skills in there. Okay, those are supposed to be arrows. So what you're saying is the left side is going to be less than the right side because it's larger. So in this case, if we have less than, we have 1, and it has to be on the right side larger than 1. So let's say 10. So the opposite is true. So in the next case, we have this. Now it's going to be larger on the left side and smaller on the right. So if we were to reverse this, we'd have 10 is greater than 1. All right, so I hope that explains it a little bit. All right, so let's go back to our example. Let me zoom out here a bit. Okay. All right, so now we have that out of the way. We have our criteria up here. All right. And what we want to do is we want to extract our favorite saying if both of these conditions are true. So I have to be older, or my age has to be higher than the lower age, and my age also has to be lower than the upper age. If it's true, we want to extract our favorite saying, okay, whichever one it is here. So let's go back here and type in favorite saying. Okay, make that a little bit bigger. And again, if it doesn't equal that, if my age isn't within those limits, then we write nothing. We write blank. Okay? So the way to write that is if my age is greater than the lower age, I'm going to put it in capitals, and my age is less than the upper age, then write favorite saying, otherwise write blank. Okay? And the way to write that is very similar to our OR function. So I'm going to modify this a little bit. We're going to go and bracket my age is greater than lower age, comma, my age is less than the upper age. All right, so that's your condition there in the first one. And if it's true, favorite saying. And if it's false, then write blank, double quotes. All right, so now we're going to transfer this formula into here. So let's do it. Again, we want to tell Excel we're writing a formula. So where do we start? Always with the equal sign, like so. Next, we want to say, okay, Mr. Excel or Mrs. Excel or Miss Excel, I want to write an if function. So you go if, bracket, okay. Now, the time has come for us to write, again, our criteria. Now we have two criteria we're going to put in the AND function. So we do it first by writing AND. Now, just like the OR function, once you put the bracket in, it's going to show the format and the formula you're currently in. In this case, it's the AND function. So we write our first criteria. If my age, so 27, okay, is greater than the lower age, comma, for our second condition, if 27 is less than the upper age. Okay, so that's our AND function. We want to close it off. Now you'll see that this part here has changed back to the if function. If we press comma, we're going to go from logical test or the criteria into the true section. So comma, what do we want it to do if the condition is true? We want it to extract breathe easy, our favorite saying. Otherwise, if it's false, we want it to write blank. So double quotes. All right, close it off with another bracket, and that's it. So press enter, and that'll activate it. Now we want to use the fill handle to copy that formula down to the rest of them, like so. And there we go. So what Excel is doing is saying 27, yes, it's greater than 20. 27, yes, it's less than 31. All right, it's true. What do you want me to do? We're going to pull out the favorite saying. Okay? All right, guys, that's it from me. We ran a little bit long this time because it is a little bit harder, this topic. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time.